Welcome, dear friends, to a gentle journey through 150 fascinating facts about the Marvel Multiverse, a place where infinite worlds exist, each with its own stories, heroes, and dreams. From the shimmering realms of alternate Earths to the mysterious forces that shape the cosmos, tonight we'll drift through the endless possibilities of this vast, ever expanding multiverse. As we explore, we'll discover the origins of powerful beings, hidden dimensions, and the intricate threads that connect every universe, woven together by the quiet power of imagination. So settle in, allow the quiet hum of the multiverse to surround you, and let your thoughts flow gently across the fabric of these many worlds. Now, as you listen, take a deep breath and allow your body to relax, settling into a peaceful, calm space. The day has come to a close, and now is the time to let go of any tension, letting it melt away with each soft breath. Feel the weight of your body supported by the bed, and let your mind drift into a soft, serene quiet, free from worry. And if you enjoy drifting through stories like this, you're welcome to subscribe and softly tell me where you're listening from tonight. Let's begin our journey through the Marvel Multiverse as we discover the first wonders of these infinite worlds. Fact 1. In the Marvel Multiverse, there are countless alternate versions of Earth, each with its own unique history. One of the most notable is Earth 199999, the home of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This reality is a blend of familiar characters, but their stories unfold in new ways. From the rise of Iron Man to the creation of the Avengers, this universe has become one of the most recognized, drawing millions into its sprawling tale. Though distinct, it shares a deep connection with other realities, all woven together through the very fabric of the multiverse itself. Fact 2. The concept of the multiverse within Marvel was first introduced in the comics in the 1960s. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, the iconic creators of the Marvel Universe, crafted stories that hinted at the existence of alternate dimensions. These early tales of other worlds paved the way for the complex web of realities we now know. These worlds are not just stories, they are potential futures, alternate pasts, and realms where anything can happen. The multiverse in Marvel is a place where the boundaries of reality blur, allowing endless possibilities to exist side by side. Fact 3. Earth 616 is perhaps the most famous of the multiversal Earths, often referred to as the mainstream Marvel Universe. This Earth serves as the primary setting for most Marvel comic book stories. The heroes, villains, and epic events that have shaped this universe's history define what many consider the heart of Marvel. From Spider-Man's first web swing to the Avengers' battles against cosmic forces, Earth 616 has been a stage for some of the most iconic moments in comic history. Despite the chaos and constant threats, it remains a world of hope, resilience, and endless adventure. Fact 4. One of the most important aspects of the Marvel Multiverse is the presence of the Time Variance Authority, TVA. This organization, which is charged with monitoring and maintaining the timelines across different realities, plays a pivotal role in ensuring the stability of the multiverse. The TVA operates from a neutral, timeless zone, overseeing the flow of events and making sure that nothing disrupts the delicate balance of existence. In some realities, the TVA's intervention is crucial to prevent catastrophic events that could unravel the very fabric of reality itself. Fact 5. The Marvel Cinematic Universe MCU introduced the concept of the multiverse more explicitly in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. In this reality bending adventure, the idea that there are infinite versions of the universe, each shaped by different choices and events, becomes a key theme. The multiverse is not just a backdrop for strange phenomena, but a central force that brings together various heroes from alternate realities. The MCU's approach has expanded the idea of the multiverse, showcasing its potential for infinite stories and endless possibilities across different dimensions. Fact 6. In the Marvel multiverse, the character of Spider Man appears in many forms across countless realities. One of the most beloved versions is Spider Man 2099, or Miguel O'Hara, who exists in a future version of Earth 928. This iteration of Spider Man is a highly skilled scientist who gains spider like powers through genetic engineering rather than a radioactive bite. His futuristic suit, equipped with advanced technology, sets him apart from the classic Peter Parker. Spider Man 2099's stories are filled with dystopian themes, offering a unique glimpse into the possible future of Spider Man and the world he protects. Fact 7. The Marvel Multiverse isn't limited to superheroes and villains. It also features alternate versions of beloved locations. One such place is the realm of Battleworld, which appears in the Secret Wars storyline. Battleworld is a patchwork planet formed by Doctor Doom, who merges different realities together. Each region of Battleworld represents a different world from the multiverse, creating a vast, diverse landscape of environments. From cities of power to desolate wastelands, Battleworld is a place where heroes and villains alike are forced to confront their differences in a grand, cosmic battle. Fact 8. Another key element of the multiverse is the existence of the Council of Reeds. This council consists of different versions of Reed Richards, the genius mind behind the Fantastic Four, from various alternate realities. Each Reed Richards represents a different path taken in his scientific journey, resulting in different personalities, accomplishments, and even moral alignments. The Council of Reeds was formed to protect the multiverse from external threats, and their collective intellect and resources make them one of the most formidable organizations in Marvel's multiversal landscape. Fact 9. One of the most mysterious figures in the Marvel multiverse is the Living Tribunal. This cosmic entity is tasked with maintaining balance and order across the multiverse. The Living Tribunal is a judge-like figure capable of rendering decisions that affect the very structure of reality. It oversees the actions of powerful beings and ensures that no force becomes too dominant. The Tribunal's power is immense, and its decisions are final, with the ability to reshape the multiverse itself if necessary. It is a being beyond even the most powerful cosmic entities, embodying the will to maintain universal harmony. Fact 10. In the Marvel multiverse, the Avengers team exists in various forms across different realities. One of the most intriguing versions is the Avengers of Earth 616, who are led by a slightly altered Captain America. In this reality, Captain America was never frozen in the ice and led the team for decades. He became a symbol of unity and strength in a world threatened by constant cosmic chaos. These Avengers, under his leadership, fought alongside other Marvel heroes to protect not just their Earth, but the entire multiversal existence from impending threats. Fact 11. In the Marvel multiverse, the concept of alternate versions of iconic heroes isn't limited to just Spider Man. One of the most captivating variations is Captain Britain, a hero from Earth 616 who was granted his powers through the mystical powers of the legendary Excalibur. Unlike the American Captain America, Captain Britain serves as a protector of the British Isles and the mystical realms tied to the United Kingdom. His role transcends beyond national defense, as he also plays a crucial part in guarding the fragile boundaries between Earth and the many alternate dimensions. Fact 12. The multiverse's complexity grows deeper with the existence of Earth 616's counterpart, Earth 1610, often referred to as the Ultimate Universe. This reality introduced many reimagined characters, offering a more modern, gritty approach to the classic Marvel roster. Here, Peter Parker's Spider Man, for example, was tragically killed, leading to the rise of a new hero, Miles Morales. His fresh perspective and unique powers brought a new dimension to the Spider Man legacy, reminding us that even in the darkest moments, the spark of heroism can arise from the most unexpected of places. Fact 13. In addition to the many alternate Earths, the Marvel Multiverse also contains entire realms dedicated to different cosmic forces. One such realm is the Dark Dimension, home to powerful beings like Dormammu. This dimension exists outside of time and space, where reality warps and bends at the will of its ruler. Dormammu, a vast, all-powerful entity, holds dominion over this reality, manipulating its shifting landscapes and cosmic laws. The Dark Dimension is a chaotic and dangerous place, but it also plays a pivotal role in maintaining the cosmic balance of the multiverse. Fact 14. The Marvel Multiverse also features a fascinating reality where certain characters are reimagined as entirely different beings. For example, in Earth 2149, the world is overrun by a horrific zombie apocalypse. In this universe, the Avengers are turned into ravenous zombies, infected by an alien virus. The multiverse allows for these twisted variations of beloved characters, showing that even the mightiest heroes can fall victim to the darkest of fates. These reimagined stories provide a glimpse into the fragility of heroism, reminding us of the ever-present dangers that lurk within the multiverse. Fact 15. One of the most influential and mysterious beings in the multiverse is the Beyonder. Hailing from a distant, godlike realm, the Beyonder possesses the ability to manipulate reality itself. He first appeared during the Secret Wars crossover event, where he transported various Marvel heroes and villains to his own battlefield to observe and study them. His immense power and godlike nature made him a central figure in many multiversal events, with the Beyonder's very existence serving as a reminder of the infinite possibilities and unpredictable forces that shape the Marvel multiverse. Fact 16. The multiverse's structure isn't limited to just worlds and dimensions. It also includes a vast array of timelines that coexist alongside one another. One such timeline is Earth 2149, a universe where the heroes and villains of the Marvel Universe are turned into terrifying zombies. These creatures roam their world, consuming everything in their path. The idea of multiple timelines adds a rich complexity to the multiverse, allowing for the exploration of countless alternate realities. Each timeline represents a different path, a different decision that leads to a vastly different outcome, no matter how small the change. Fact 17. Marvel's multiverse isn't just a collection of universes, it's a living, breathing entity filled with vast cosmic beings that control and protect the infinite realities. One such being is the Watcher, a race of cosmic entities who observe the events of the multiverse without ever interfering. The Watchers are tasked with silently recording the events that unfold across realities, ensuring that no moment goes unrecorded. However, some Watchers have defied their sacred oath, intervening in critical moments to help the heroes of the multiverse when the fate of existence itself is at stake. Fact 18. The multiverse is home to entire civilizations that exist across different versions of Earth. One of the most fascinating is the Kingdom of Wakanda, home to the Black Panther. While the version we know resides on Earth 616, there are numerous alternate versions of Wakanda scattered throughout the multiverse. In these different realities, the kingdom may have different rulers, different technological advancements, or even different alliances. Despite the variations, Wakanda remains a symbol of strength, resilience, and ingenuity, with its rich culture and advanced technology serving as a beacon of hope in every universe it inhabits. Fact 19. In the Marvel multiverse, not all alternate realities are peaceful. Some universes are home to twisted versions of the Avengers, where the heroes we know have become tyrannical forces. One such example is Earth 31913, where the Avengers are a violent, authoritarian regime. These dark versions of the heroes serve as a stark contrast to their more noble counterparts in the main universe. The existence of these twisted versions shows how power can corrupt even the most virtuous, reminding us of the fine line between heroism and tyranny in the vast multiversal expanse. Fact 20. Another key concept in the Marvel multiverse is the existence of what-if scenarios, alternate realities where small changes create drastically different outcomes. These alternate realities are explored through the What If comic series, where readers are introduced to worlds where familiar events unfold in surprising ways. For instance, in one version, Peggy Carter becomes Captain America, wielding the shield in place of Steve Rogers. These stories invite us to imagine the endless possibilities that could arise from different choices, adding an extra layer of depth to the already complex multiverse. Fact 21. The Marvel Multiverse is home to some of the most intriguing and complex villains. One of these is Kang the Conqueror, a time-traveling warlord whose true identity is a mystery across multiple realities. Born in the 31st century, Kang's ambition knows no bounds, and he constantly seeks to conquer different timelines and universes. His mastery of time travel allows him to manipulate events across the multiverse, making him one of the most dangerous threats to the fabric of reality itself. In some versions, Kang is a hero, but in others, he is a relentless tyrant. Fact 22. Another powerful being within the multiverse is the cosmic entity known as Galactus. In some alternate realities, Galactus is more than just a devourer of worlds. He is the last of his kind. From Earth 155113, a version of Galactus exists where he has become a force of good, aiding the surviving remnants of a universe in peril. This Galactus uses his immense power to protect the few worlds left, shifting from a destroyer of life to a guardian of what remains, showing the potential for change even in the most seemingly unstoppable of forces. Fact 23. The Marvel Multiverse isn't just made up of alternate Earths, it also includes mystical realms beyond human comprehension. One of these is the realm of Limbo, a dimension filled with endless possibilities and populated by mystical beings. Limbo is a chaotic realm, constantly shifting and warping its reality. It's a place where time stands still and the boundaries of space are distorted. This dimension plays a crucial role in the Marvel Universe, serving as both a prison and a place where powerful magic is concentrated, making it a key location in many cosmic battles. Fact 24. In the Marvel Multiverse, the character of Thor exists across different versions, each with their own connection to the power of Mjolnir. On Earth, 13034, for example, Thor is a woman known as Lady Thor or Jane Foster. She is chosen to wield Mjolnir when the original Thor is deemed unworthy. Her journey is one of sacrifice and courage as she struggles with her own identity and the immense responsibility that comes with wielding such power. Lady Thor's presence in the multiverse highlights the endless potential for change and how anyone, regardless of gender, can rise to greatness. Fact 25. In some versions of the multiverse, the Fantastic Four have been reimagined in entirely new forms. Earth 2149's version of the team is known as the Zombie Fantastic Four. In this horrifying reality, the team has become zombified, their once noble intentions turned into an insatiable hunger for flesh. This alternate reality shows the darker side of the Marvel multiverse, where even the most heroic characters can fall victim to horrific fates. The Zombie Fantastic Four serves as a chilling reminder of how the multiverse can twist even the most beloved figures into terrifying versions of themselves. Fact 26. The multiverse also introduces the possibility of alternate versions of the X-Men, each facing unique challenges in their respective realities. In Earth 295, for example, the X-Men exist in a dystopian future known as the Age of Apocalypse. In this timeline, Apocalypse has conquered much of the world, and the X-Men must fight against both his tyranny and their own internal struggles. The stakes are higher than ever as the X-Men battle to restore a world that has been ravaged by the forces of evil, showing the resilience of hope even in the darkest of futures. Fact 27. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Marvel multiverse is the existence of the Infinity Stones in alternate realities. While these powerful artifacts are typically confined to the MCU's Earth 1999, alternate versions exist in many other dimensions. In Earth 1819, for example, the Infinity Stones have been fused into a single entity known as the Infinity Watcher, a being that holds control over the flow of time, space, and reality itself. This version of the Infinity Stones highlights the potential for these relics to evolve and adapt in unexpected ways across different universes. Fact 28. In the vastness of the multiverse, there exists a version of Earth where dinosaurs never went extinct. Earth 13910 is a prehistoric world where humankind coexists with these ancient creatures. In this reality, dinosaurs roam free, and society has evolved in tandem with these mighty beasts. Heroes such as the Dinosaur Avengers protect the planet from cosmic and earthly threats. This alternate Earth presents a world where the past and present merge, giving us a glimpse of what might have been if the natural order of the world had unfolded differently. Fact 29. The multiverse is also home to the concept of the ultimate nullifier, a device capable of destroying any entity or force across all of reality. In Earth 8179, the ultimate nullifier is wielded by a version of the Silver Surfer, who has become the guardian of the universe's most powerful weapon. This reality sees the Surfer take on a far more somber role, charged with the task of protecting the nullifier from falling into the wrong hands. The existence of such a device raises questions about the nature of ultimate power and its consequences in the Marvel multiverse. Fact 30. In some versions of the multiverse, The events of the Infinity Gauntlet storyline unfold differently. In Earth 63775, Thanos never acquires the full power of the Infinity Gauntlet, and instead, the Avengers face off against a new cosmic threat. This alternate version of the Infinity Gauntlet saga presents a universe where the Avengers must find new ways to stop catastrophic events without relying on the overwhelming power of the Infinity Stones. The differences in this reality serve as a reminder that the multiverse allows for infinite variations of even the most familiar stories. Fact 31. In the Marvel multiverse, the character of Doctor Doom exists in many forms, each reflecting a different path of his ambition. On Earth 1551, Doctor Doom merges with the mystical powers of the Darkhold, gaining vast sorcerous abilities alongside his scientific genius. This version of Doom, known as Sorcerer Supreme Doom, becomes a powerful ruler, wielding magic and science in equal measure. His quest for ultimate control over time, magic, and technology makes him one of the most dangerous figures in the multiverse, showing that even the greatest minds can become consumed by their own desires. Fact 32. On Earth 616, the character of the Hulk is one of the most iconic heroes in the Marvel Universe. However, in Earth 9360, the Hulk takes on a different form. Known as the Maestro, this version of the Hulk exists in a dystopian future where he has conquered the world and rules as a tyrant. The Maestro's immense strength and intellect allow him to dominate the planet, making him one of the most dangerous and feared versions of the Hulk. His reign serves as a dark reflection of what could happen if the Hulk's rage went unchecked. Fact 33. The multiverse also features alternate versions of the popular character Black Widow. In Earth 1605, Black Widow is an operative within the ultimate version of the Avengers. This alternate Black Widow is more brutal and ruthless than her Earth 6116 counterpart, having been trained in a secret Soviet facility as a child. Her past is filled with betrayal, and she often struggles with the darker side of her own nature. Yet despite her tough exterior, she finds moments of connection with her teammates, proving that even the coldest hearts can find redemption. Fact 34. Another fascinating reality within the Marvel multiverse is Earth 67, home to the classic animated Spider-Man series from the 1960s. This version of Spider-Man, with his iconic red and blue suit, faces off against a rogues gallery of villains in a vibrant animated world. While this reality remains a nostalgic favorite for many fans, it also represents a simpler, more innocent time in the Marvel Universe. The world of Earth 67 is filled with retro charm and whimsical adventures, offering a unique contrast to the more complex and gritty realities of the multiverse. Fact 35. In the Marvel multiverse, there exists a reality known as Earth 71, where the X-Men are the protectors of an entirely different Earth. This Earth is filled with sentient robots known as the Sentinels, which were originally created to protect humans but have turned on them. The X-Men, however, have become the guardians of humanity, battling to protect the innocent from the devastating threat posed by these machines. This version of the X-Men shows how the multiverse can reimagine familiar teams in ways that reflect the changing nature of heroism and protection. Fact 36. Earth 18119 is home to the Infinity Watcher, a version of the Infinity Stones fused together into a single sentient entity. This being has the power to control the fundamental forces of time, space, and reality, giving it unimaginable power over the multiverse. Unlike the other versions of the Infinity Stones, which are used by heroes or villains, the Infinity Watcher serves as a neutral force, observing the flow of time and intervening only when necessary. This version of the stones highlights the ever changing role of power and its impact on the multiverse. Fact 37. In Earth 111, an alternate version of Thor exists in a reality where he is not only the god of thunder, but also the king of Asgard. In this universe, Thor has taken on a much more regal and authoritative role, leading his people with wisdom and strength. He faces new challenges in this reality, including a growing divide between the gods and mortals, and a constant struggle to maintain peace across the nine realms. This version of Thor embodies the qualities of leadership and sacrifice, showing that even gods must struggle with their responsibilities. Fact 38. In Earth 1298, the character of the Punisher is reimagined in a post apocalyptic world. Known as Frankencastle, this version of the Punisher is transformed into a monstrous figure after being resurrected by a group of scientists. His body is now a patchwork of various parts, including limbs from other creatures, but his desire for vengeance remains the same. Frankencastle's story is a tragic one, as he struggles with his new monstrous form while continuing his war against crime. This dark version of the Punisher offers a unique look at redemption and the cost of vengeance. Fact 39. On Earth 6311, the multiverse introduces a unique version of the Avengers, known as the Avengers of the Supernatural. In this reality, the team is composed of mystical and supernatural beings, including Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider, and other heroes tied to the dark arts. These Avengers face threats that transcend the physical realm, battling creatures from other dimensions, dark sorcerers, and powerful cosmic forces. This team of heroes shows that the multiverse is not only filled with physical battles, but also with struggles that reach into the mystical and supernatural corners of existence. Fact 40. Earth 2149 features a chilling version of the Marvel Universe where the world is overrun by zombies. In this reality, the Avengers have fallen victim to a zombie virus, turning them into mindless, flesh-eating creatures. The infected heroes and villains alike roam the earth, consuming the remaining survivors. This zombie Marvel universe is one of the darkest variations of the multiverse, showing a twisted take on beloved characters. It reminds us of the fragility of life and the horrors that can arise from the most unexpected sources in the infinite reaches of the multiverse. Fact 41. Earth 65 features a version of Spider-Woman, also known as Gwen Stacy. In this reality, Gwen was bitten by a radioactive spider instead of Peter Parker, becoming the heroic Spider-Woman. As she juggles her life as a high school student and a superhero, Gwen struggles with the responsibility of her powers and the weight of her father's law enforcement duties. Her journey explores themes of identity, duty, and sacrifice, offering a fresh take on the Spider-Man legacy. This version of Gwen Stacy adds depth to her character, showing her resilience and determination in the face of adversity. Fact 42. In Earth 828, the Scarlet Witch plays a pivotal role in altering reality itself. Here, Wanda Maximoff's abilities have caused a rift in the multiverse, creating a reality where chaos and confusion reign. In this version, Wanda's grief and loss have manifested into uncontrollable powers, leading to the collapse of timelines and alternate Earths. As she searches for a way to mend the fabric of reality, she learns the immense cost of her actions. The multiverse constantly shifts, reflecting the emotional toll her powers take, showing how even the most powerful heroes are affected by their struggles. Fact 43. On Earth 2149, the Marvel Universe is invaded by a terrifying zombie plague. The virus begins with a cosmic infection that spreads through the superhero community, turning characters like Captain America, Iron Man, and Hulk into flesh eating monsters. The infected heroes lose their sense of morality, becoming mindless creatures driven only by hunger. Survivors in this world are forced to confront the nightmare of a world where even the most trusted heroes can become the greatest threats. This reality serves as a dark and twisted mirror, reflecting the fragility of heroism in the multiverse. Fact 44. On Earth 116-10, the world is plunged into an alternate timeline where the events of the Civil War storyline unfold differently. In this version, Captain America and Iron Man's clash over superhero registration laws leads to an entirely different outcome, one where the heroes become more divided than ever before. The consequences of their actions lead to a fractured world where factions of heroes and villains fight for control. This alternate reality explores the moral complexity of heroism, showing how small decisions can have far reaching consequences across the multiverse. Fact 45. In Earth 7212, the Squadron Supreme serves as a darker version of the Avengers. This team of superheroes, while outwardly noble, operates with authoritarian methods, often crossing moral lines to achieve their goals. Unlike the Avengers, who are driven by ideals of justice and freedom, the Squadron Supreme is willing to impose their version of order on the world, even if it means sacrificing individual rights. This version of the team highlights the tension between power and responsibility, showing how the best intentions can sometimes lead to the creation of tyrannical rulers in alternate realities. Fact 46. In Earth 4023, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a version of Thor who is not a god, but rather an immortal human. This Thor is part of a future timeline where the Norse gods are no longer in existence, and the mantle of Thor is passed on to a human who possesses the strength and wisdom of the Asgardian hero. This new Thor faces unique challenges, including the burden of wielding Mjolnir without the divine power to back it up. His story explores themes of mortality, sacrifice, and what it truly means to be worthy of such immense power. Fact 47. Earth 2481 showcases a version of the X-Men who must battle against the powerful forces of the Age of Apocalypse. In this reality, the villain Apocalypse has conquered the world, and the X-Men are humanity's last hope. The mutants must fight for their survival while struggling against the oppressive rule of Apocalypse and his army of loyal followers. This reality shows the X-Men at their most desperate, battling to save a world that is on the brink of total collapse. Their courage and unity in the face of overwhelming darkness highlight the resilience of hope in the multiverse. Fact 48. The Marvel Multiverse is home to alternate versions of some of the most iconic artifacts in the universe. One such artifact is the Cosmic Cube, a powerful object capable of manipulating reality itself. In Earth 7198, the Cosmic Cube is fused with the powers of the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange. This version of the cube allows its wielder to reshape reality at will, blending magic and cosmic power. This reality raises questions about the true nature of power and the consequences of holding such a force, as the wielder's intentions often determine the fate of entire worlds. Fact 49. On Earth 982, the Marvel Universe takes a different path with the birth of the next Avengers. In this timeline, The children of iconic heroes like Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, and the Black Widow come together to form a new team of young Avengers. These new heroes inherit their parents' legacies, but must navigate the challenges of living up to the towering expectations set by their predecessors. Their stories explore the passing of the torch to a new generation and the struggles that come with carrying the weight of their parents' legacies in a world that has changed. Fact 50: Earth 1610, known as the Ultimate Universe, offers a unique take on the Marvel Universe with a younger, more modern interpretation of the characters. One of the most significant differences in this reality is the introduction of a new version of Spider Man, Miles Morales. After the death of Peter Parker, Miles takes on the mantle of Spider Man, becoming the hero his world needs. His journey is one of self discovery as he learns to navigate his new powers and live up to the legacy of the original Spider Man, offering a fresh perspective on what it means to be a hero. Fact 51: In Earth 1183, the character of Iron Man is reimagined as a more extreme version known as Iron Man 2020. This version, created by the villainous industrialist Arno Stark, is a darker and more calculating individual. Instead of using the Iron Man armor for heroic purposes, Arno Stark utilizes his technology to control the future of mankind. He is driven by greed and the desire for power, turning his armor into a weapon for dominance rather than protection. This alternate Iron Man highlights the potential for even the most heroic individuals to become corrupted by their own ambitions. Fact 52: On Earth 712, the Squadron Supreme continues to explore themes of justice, but with a more authoritarian outlook. This reality's version of the team is not driven by ideals of freedom, but by the belief that the world needs to be controlled for its own good. The Squadron Supreme's methods are ruthless, focusing on enforcing their version of order without regard for individual rights. Their story presents a complex question about the balance between power and freedom, showing how the line between heroism and tyranny can blur in a world where absolute control is seen as the solution. Fact 53: In Earth 12131, the character of Wolverine is part of a timeline where he is the leader of a new team of X-Men, taking on the role of a mentor for the next generation of mutants. This reality sees Wolverine as a more seasoned and weary hero, having faced the consequences of his violent past. He struggles to balance his brutal nature with the need to protect the new generation, showing a deeply human side of the character. This version of Wolverine explores themes of redemption, legacy, and the challenges of growing older while still fighting for the future. Fact 54: Earth 2283 presents a reality where the famous villain Magneto takes a very different path. In this timeline, Magneto becomes a hero, leading a resistance movement against a dystopian government that seeks to oppress mutants. Rather than embracing his traditional villainous role, Magneto uses his powers to fight for freedom, striving to protect his people from the harsh forces that threaten them. This alternate Magneto highlights the complexity of morality in the multiverse, showing how even the most notorious figures can choose to fight for what they believe is right, even when their past actions seem unforgivable. Fact 55: On Earth, known 1287, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a reality where the character of Spider-Man is not Peter Parker, but rather a different individual who is bitten by a radioactive spider. This version of Spider-Man, known as Spider-Man 2099, takes place in a future where the world is a much darker and more dystopian place. Miguel O'Hara, a brilliant geneticist, takes on the mantle of Spider Man, using his newfound abilities to fight against corruption and injustice in a world where technology and greed have run rampant. This version of Spider Man shows the ever evolving nature of heroism across different timelines. Fact 56: in Earth 3000, the Avengers are made up of entirely different characters, including versions of Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man, each from alternate realities. However, the most striking difference is the addition of a new member, Hercules, the ancient Greek god of strength. In this reality, Hercules is not just a hero, but a symbol of hope for those struggling against powerful cosmic forces. His presence in the Avengers team brings a unique blend of mythological strength and modern day heroism, showing how mythological figures can play an important role in shaping the future of the multiverse. Fact 57: Earth 295, also known as the Age of Apocalypse timeline, introduces a world where the villain Apocalypse has taken control and reshaped reality. In this alternate universe, the X-Men are forced into a desperate battle to restore a world that has been ravaged by Apocalypse's tyranny. This version of the X-Men is marked by their determination and their willingness to fight against impossible odds. Their struggle is one of survival and resistance, showing how even in the darkest of futures, there is always hope and the possibility for change, no matter how small the chance. Fact 58: on Earth 15104, the Marvel Multiverse presents a unique twist on the character of Captain America. In this timeline, Steve Rogers never undergoes the super soldier serum procedure. Instead, he becomes the leader of a group of rebels in a dystopian future, fighting against a corrupt government. In this version of Captain America, Rogers is still driven by the ideals of justice and freedom, but without the enhanced strength and abilities that define his traditional counterpart. This alternate reality emphasizes the power of conviction, showing that heroism can exist even without the physical might of a super soldier. Fact 59: Earth 1278 introduces a reality where the cosmic entity known as Galactus is not a destroyer of worlds, but rather a guardian of the multiverse. In this version, Galactus uses his immense power to protect the universe from greater threats, becoming an unlikely hero. Rather than consuming planets to sustain himself, he seeks to preserve the fragile balance of existence. This version of Galactus offers a glimpse into how the multiverse can transform even the most feared entities, showing that even the most destructive forces can be redefined and harnessed for the greater good. Fact 60: in Earth 616, the Marvel Multiverse showcases a world where the character of Black Panther is more than just a superhero. He is a king, leading the advanced nation of Wakanda. However, in Earth 1011, the Black Panther is a woman named Shuri, the sister of T'Challa, who takes on the mantle of her brother after his tragic death. This version of Shuri is determined to protect Wakanda and its technological advancements while facing the challenges of being a female leader in a traditionally male-dominated society. Her story explores the strength of leadership and the importance of legacy in the face of adversity. Fact 61: on Earth 3113, a darker version of the Avengers exists. This team is not made up of the traditional heroes, but instead consists of a mix of anti-heroes and morally ambiguous figures. These Avengers operate in the shadows, often using methods that blur the line between right and wrong. In this reality, The world is in chaos, and the Avengers must adapt to survive. Their willingness to embrace unconventional tactics highlights the complexity of heroism in the multiverse, where even the most righteous can be forced to make difficult choices in order to protect the greater good. Fact 62. In Earth 4030, the X-Men are no longer just a team of mutants fighting for equality. They are a part of an intergalactic alliance. In this alternate reality, the mutants of Earth have joined forces with alien civilizations to defend the galaxy from cosmic threats. The X-Men's journey expands beyond Earth's borders, with characters like Cyclops and Storm taking on leadership roles in the Intergalactic Defense Force. This version of the X-Men shows how the multiverse allows for the expansion of familiar characters, taking them into uncharted territories where the stakes are even higher than before. Fact 63. Earth 10511 is home to a version of the Avengers who are not simply Earth's defenders, but also protectors of the multiverse itself. In this reality, the Avengers are tasked with guarding the stability of multiple realities, ensuring that nothing disrupts the balance between them. This version of the Avengers includes both familiar faces, like Iron Man and Captain America, and new allies from alternate universes. Together, they must face threats that span across realities, dealing with enemies that seek to collapse the very fabric of the multiverse itself. Fact 64. In Earth 117735, the world is ruled by an alternate version of Thor, who has taken on the mantle of king after the fall of Asgard. This Thor is not just a god of thunder, but a ruler who must govern a war-torn realm, struggling to rebuild Asgard after a devastating conflict. In this reality, Thor's strength is matched by his wisdom as he seeks to unite the scattered remnants of his people and bring peace to a fractured world. This version of Thor explores the weight of leadership and the sacrifices required to restore a broken kingdom. Fact 65. On Earth 1v2412, the Marvel Multiverse presents a version of Spider-Man where Peter Parker is no longer the sole hero. In this reality, Spider-Man shares his mantle with other heroes from different timelines, including versions of Miles Morales and Ben Reilly. These Spider-Men work together to protect their world from an overwhelming threat. This collaboration of alternate Spider-Men highlights the power of unity, as these heroes combine their strengths to face challenges that none of them could overcome alone. The multiverse shows that even the most iconic heroes can thrive when they work together. Fact 66. In Earth 532, the character of the Hulk has been reimagined as a version of the Hulk who never transforms back into Bruce Banner. This version of the Hulk remains in his monstrous form permanently, taking on the role of a protector in a dystopian world. Unlike the traditional Hulk, who struggles with his dual identity, this version has fully embraced his powers, using them to defend the innocent from those who seek to exploit the world's resources. His journey explores the themes of identity, power, and acceptance, offering a unique perspective on the character's evolution. Fact 67. Earth 1611 is home to a version of the X-Men who are not only fighting for mutant rights, but also for the survival of Earth itself. In this reality, a great cosmic war threatens to destroy the entire universe, and the X-Men are tasked with leading the resistance against an alien invasion. The stakes in this universe are higher than ever, with mutants and humans alike working together to fend off an existential threat. This reality explores the concept of unity in the face of extinction, showing that survival often requires working together, no matter the differences. Fact 68. On Earth 1816 an alternate version of Tony Stark exists, one who never became Iron Man. Instead, he took a different path, becoming a peaceful industrialist who focuses on solving global crises without the use of his armor. This Tony Stark uses his wealth and genius to improve society, creating sustainable technologies and working to address world hunger and poverty. This version of Stark shows how the multiverse can transform even the most familiar characters into figures who pursue peace and prosperity, demonstrating that heroism isn't always about fighting, it's about building a better world. Fact 69. Earth 833 is a reality where the legendary hero Black Panther is not from Wakanda, but from the African nation of Zamunda. In this version, the Black Panther's mantle is passed down to a different family, and the people of Zamunda face unique challenges as they fight to protect their land from foreign invaders. This alternate Black Panther, while embodying the same core ideals of strength and justice, also represents the unique culture and traditions of Zamunda. His journey shows how the role of the Black Panther can take on different forms while maintaining the values of honor and duty. Fact 70. In Earth 9802, the character of Doctor Strange is reimagined as a sorcerer who embraces a darker form of magic. In this reality, Strange is not the noble protector of Earth's mystical realm, but instead a sorcerer who uses his abilities for personal gain. His lust for power leads him down a dangerous path, and he becomes one of the most feared figures in the multiverse. This version of Doctor Strange explores the corruption of power and the consequences of abusing magic, showing that even the most gifted individuals can fall victim to their own ambitions. Fact 71. Earth 91121 is home to a version of the Avengers that is not only focused on protecting Earth, but also the stars. In this reality, the team has expanded their role, becoming protectors of the entire galaxy. Led by Captain Marvel, the Avengers of Earth 9121 travel through the cosmos, defending against cosmic threats that endanger entire civilizations. Their story explores how heroism can transcend the boundaries of Earth, showing the Avengers as cosmic guardians, with a greater responsibility than ever before. This version of the team reflects the vastness of the Marvel multiverse and its endless possibilities. Fact 72. In Earth 998, the Marvel multiverse introduces a reality where the Fantastic Four never gained their powers from cosmic rays. Instead, they are ordinary people who use their scientific genius to develop advanced technology, creating their own superhuman abilities. This version of the Fantastic Four showcases the ingenuity and resourcefulness of its members, particularly Reed Richards, who uses his intellect to lead the team in a different way. Their journey is a reminder that heroism doesn't always come from superpowers. Sometimes it's the power of the mind and heart that makes all the difference. Fact 73. On Earth 9131, the role of Black Panther is taken on by T'Challa's sister, Shuri, who becomes the new protector of Wakanda. After her brother's death, Shuri assumes the mantle and faces her own trials and challenges in leading the kingdom. In this reality, she not only inherits the mantle of the Black Panther, but also works to redefine what it means to be a leader in Wakanda. Her journey is one of self-discovery, strength, and resilience, highlighting how different individuals can bring their own unique qualities to a legacy, continuing the fight for justice. Fact 74. In Earth 5355, The story of the X-Men is reimagined in a dystopian future where mutants are oppressed and the world is on the brink of collapse. In this version, the X-Men are forced into a desperate battle for survival as the government and anti-mutant forces seek to exterminate them. The team must fight not only for their own survival, but also for the future of mutant kind. This reality presents a grim vision of what could happen if the fight for mutant rights was lost, reminding us of the importance of standing up for justice in the face of adversity. Fact 75. Earth 101 is home to an alternate version of Thor who has been stripped of his godly powers. In this reality, Thor is a mortal man, struggling to find his place in a world without the strength of Mjolnir. However, he does not give up his sense of honor or duty, instead fighting with the strength of his heart and mind. His story explores themes of identity, loss, and resilience, showing that even without his divine power, Thor's true strength lies in his will to protect those he loves and uphold the ideals of justice. Fact 76. Earth 6016 features an alternate version of Captain America, where Steve Rogers never became the super soldier we know. Instead, he leads a group of rebels in a dystopian future ruled by an oppressive regime. Captain America becomes a symbol of resistance and defiance, inspiring others to fight back against tyranny. This version of Captain America highlights the timeless nature of heroism and the importance of standing up for what's right, even when one does not have the superhuman strength or abilities that typically define a hero. It's a story about fighting for freedom against impossible odds. Fact 77. In Earth 992, the Marvel Multiverse presents a reality where Spider-Man's story unfolds in the 1930s during the Great Depression. This version of Peter Parker, living in a much darker time, takes on the mantle of Spider-Man to fight against the corrupt forces exploiting the poor and powerless. As Spider-Man of the past, Peter navigates not only the challenges of being a superhero, but also the social and economic struggles of the time. His story explores the intersection of personal responsibility and societal issues, showing how even in the darkest of times, hope and heroism can still shine through. Fact 78. Earth 1254 introduces an alternate version of the Hulk, where Bruce Banner's transformation into the Hulk does not cause destruction, but instead, he becomes a peaceful protector. In this reality, Banner and the Hulk merge into one being, able to control his powers without the uncontrollable rage. As a peaceful protector, this Hulk uses his strength to defend the helpless and fight for justice, becoming a symbol of hope rather than fear. This version of the Hulk explores the theme of inner peace and acceptance, showing that even the most powerful beings can find balance within themselves. Fact 379. On Earth 617, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a reality where the Avengers are no longer just Earth's mightiest heroes, but are also seen as celebrities, revered and adored by the public. In this version, the team faces a different kind of challenge, managing their public image while still upholding their responsibilities as protectors. They struggle to balance the fame and the expectations placed upon them with the difficult decisions and moral dilemmas that come with being a hero. This version of the Avengers reflects the pressures of modern fame, showing how public perception can shape the narrative of heroism. Fact 80. In Earth 2011, an alternate reality exists where the cosmic entity known as Galactus has transformed into a guardian of the multiverse. Rather than consuming planets to sustain himself, Galactus now seeks to protect the universe from greater threats, using his vast power to maintain balance and prevent destruction. This version of Galactus shows that even the most feared entities can evolve, transforming from a devourer of worlds to a protector of existence. His journey explores themes of redemption and change, demonstrating that even the most destructive forces can find purpose in preserving the delicate balance of the multiverse. Fact 81: Earth 6070 features a version of the Avengers who are not only protectors of Earth, but also cosmic wanderers. Known as the Cosmic Avengers, this team journeys beyond the reaches of the known universe, facing threats from across space and time. Led by a cosmic powered version of Captain America, the team explores new galaxies and dimensions. Their adventures often take them to unknown worlds, where they fight to prevent cosmic entities from unmaking reality itself. This version of the Avengers highlights the expansive nature of the multiverse, showing how heroes can travel far beyond their own world to safeguard existence. Fact 82: In Earth 332, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a version of Black Widow who is not just a spy, but a member of an interdimensional team known as the Guardians of the Multiverse. In this reality, Black Widow is tasked with protecting the delicate balance between the various realities. Her expertise in espionage and combat makes her a vital member of the team, but her journey is filled with self-doubt as she navigates a path that crosses multiple dimensions. Her story is one of sacrifice as she grapples with the responsibility of saving not just her world, but all worlds. Fact 83: Earth 1081 is home to a reality where the X-Men never formed, and mutants have been driven into hiding. In this dystopian world, the government has enacted harsh laws against mutants, and they must live in secret to survive. A group of mutant rebels, including versions of Wolverine and Cyclops, secretly fight to protect their kind while trying to avoid detection. This dark reality shows how the multiverse can reshape the trajectory of the X-Men, offering a grim look at the consequences of persecution and the struggle for survival in a world that rejects them. Fact 84: On Earth 2313, the character of Spider-Man is reimagined as a cosmic hero known as Cosmic Spider-Man. In this version, Peter Parker gains the powers of the Captain Universe, an entity that bestows cosmic energy upon its wielder. With this newfound power, Spider-Man becomes a defender of the cosmos, traveling through space and battling celestial threats. This reality explores the potential of Spider-Man's abilities when combined with godlike cosmic power, showing that even the most grounded heroes can have their destinies altered when they are given the power to shape the universe itself. Fact 85: In Earth 1128, the world of Marvel's heroes is much darker and filled with corruption. The Avengers, led by a morally ambiguous version of Tony Stark, have become an authoritarian force in a fractured society. Rather than protecting the people, they impose their will on the world, using their power to control and manipulate. This dark version of the Avengers raises questions about the consequences of absolute power, exploring themes of freedom, control, and the fine line between heroism and tyranny. The story serves as a chilling reminder of how easily good intentions can be corrupted. Fact 86: Earth 12198 features a reality where the Fantastic Four never gained their powers from cosmic rays. Instead, they are a team of brilliant scientists who create their own superhuman abilities using advanced technology. In this reality, Reed Richards is still a genius inventor, but without the powers granted by his space voyage. This alternate version of the Fantastic Four relies on their intellect and ingenuity to solve the world's problems, showing that the power of the mind can be just as valuable as physical strength. Their story reflects the idea that true heroism comes from creativity and determination. Fact 87. Earth 9499 introduces a version of the Hulk where Bruce Banner has fully embraced his monstrous alter ego. In this timeline, the Hulk is no longer a hero, but a destructive force who roams the world, tearing through civilizations in his wake. This version of the Hulk explores the darker side of his nature, where his rage is uncontrollable and he becomes a force of chaos rather than one of protection. His story delves into themes of inner conflict and the dangers of unchecked power, showing how even the most heroic of figures can fall to their darker impulses. Fact 88. On Earth 404, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a reality where the Avengers never formed, and the world is plunged into a state of perpetual war. In this version of reality, each superhero operates independently, fighting their own battles in a world that is on the brink of collapse. The absence of the Avengers leads to widespread chaos, and the heroes are constantly at odds with one another, struggling to find unity in a fractured world. This version of Earth serves as a reminder of how vital teamwork and cooperation are to preserving peace and preventing destruction. Fact 89. In Earth 619, a dark version of Spider-Man exists, one who embraces his darker instincts. Known as the Scarlet Spider, this version of Peter Parker has crossed the line between hero and anti-hero. His story explores themes of vengeance and moral ambiguity as he seeks to punish those he believes deserve it. The Scarlet Spider operates outside the law, willing to do whatever it takes to bring justice, even if it means resorting to violence. This version of Spider-Man shows that sometimes the line between hero and villain can be blurred in the most unexpected ways. Fact 90. Earth 839 is home to an alternate version of the Avengers who are no longer just Earth's protectors, but instead have become galactic travelers. This version of the team, led by a more experienced and cosmic-powered Iron Man, defends the universe from threats that span across galaxies. In this reality, the Avengers face enemies that are far beyond the scope of traditional heroes, dealing with cosmic entities and alien invaders that threaten all of existence. This cosmic journey reflects the multiverse's infinite possibilities, where even Earth's mightiest heroes must adapt to the challenges of the stars. Fact 91. In Earth 348, the Marvel Multiverse presents a version of Iron Man who is not just a hero, but a ruler. In this reality, Tony Stark uses his intellect and technology to establish an empire, leading a global superpower. As a ruler, he faces new challenges, balancing his desire for peace with the necessity of maintaining control over a divided world. This version of Iron Man explores the intersection of power and responsibility, showing that leadership often requires more than just strength. It demands wisdom, empathy, and the ability to make difficult decisions for the greater good. Fact 92. Earth 722 features a version of the Avengers who are members of an ancient order. In this timeline, the Avengers have existed for centuries, defending the world from mystical and cosmic threats long before the formation of modern teams. Led by a version of Thor, who is a more ancient and powerful god, the Avengers of Earth 722 face enemies that range from dark sorcerers to alien invaders. Their journey through history shows how heroism has existed throughout time, evolving and adapting to the ever changing challenges that each era presents, proving that the battle between good and evil is eternal. Fact 93. On Earth 116 to 18, the story of the X-Men is radically different, with the mutants facing societal acceptance rather than persecution. In this reality, mutants are integrated into society and are seen as heroes and celebrities. Instead of fighting for their survival, the X-Men are leaders in the world of politics, science, and entertainment. This version of the X-Men explores the idea of what could have happened if the world had embraced mutants, focusing on the challenges of living in a society where they are no longer outcasts, but revered individuals struggling with fame, responsibility, and expectation. Fact 94. Earth 8710 introduces a reality where Doctor Strange never became a sorcerer, instead living a life as a renowned surgeon. In this timeline, Strange's life takes a different course, with no mystical powers to guide him. However, when an otherworldly threat emerges, Strange is forced to confront the magical forces he once denied. This alternate version of Doctor Strange shows that even in a world without magic, there are still opportunities for heroism. His story highlights themes of fate and destiny, showing that the path to becoming a hero is not always straight, but often filled with unexpected turns. Fact 95. In Earth 2125, the Marvel Multiverse presents a future where mutants have become the dominant species and humanity is on the brink of extinction. The X-Men, once the oppressed, now rule over what remains of humanity, facing the moral complexities of power. In this reality, Professor X leads a mutant council that governs the planet, but the lines between justice and oppression blur as mutants struggle to maintain peace while dealing with human resistance. This timeline explores themes of power, justice, and the consequences of reversing roles, showing how even the oppressed can become the oppressors in a changed world. Fact 96. Earth 2067 features a version of the Hulk who has become a guardian of Earth's natural resources. In this timeline, Bruce Banner fully embraces his Hulk persona, dedicating his life to protecting the environment from corporate exploitation and natural disasters. His immense strength allows him to prevent ecological collapse, but it comes at a cost. Banner's identity becomes intertwined with his Hulk form. This version of the Hulk explores the themes of environmentalism and self-sacrifice, showing how even the most destructive forces can be harnessed for good, fighting to protect the planet he once nearly destroyed. Fact 97. In Earth 4035, the Marvel Multiverse introduces an alternate version of the Avengers known as the Guardians of Earth. This team is a mix of both classic heroes and completely new ones, chosen not just for their powers, but for their commitment to preserving Earth's future. They are tasked with maintaining balance, fighting off threats that seek to destabilize the world. Each member of this team brings something unique to the table, with their diverse backgrounds and abilities, making them an unstoppable force. This reality highlights the importance of collaboration and diversity in overcoming the challenges of the multiverse. Fact 98. On Earth 928, Spider-Man exists in a future where he is not just a man in a suit, but a cyborg hero known as Spider-Man 2099. Miguel O'Hara, a brilliant geneticist, becomes the new Spider-Man after a tragic accident. In this reality, the world is much more advanced, with technology shaping every aspect of life. However, this technological society is plagued by corruption and corporate greed. As Spider Man 2099, Miguel uses his enhanced abilities to fight against the corporate overlords who control his future, representing the intersection of technology and heroism in a world that is on the edge of collapse. Fact 99: Earth 999207 presents a version of the Avengers who operate in an alternate 19th century where steam powered technology and mysticism coexist. Known as the Steampunk Avengers, this team is made up of versions of familiar heroes such as Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, but reimagined within a Victorian setting. With brass armor, airships, and clockwork devices, the Steampunk Avengers fight against ancient evil and technological monstrosities that threaten the fabric of reality. This alternate timeline blends the aesthetics of the past with the superhero genre, creating a unique world where innovation and imagination collide. Fact 100: In Earth 93060, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a future where Captain America has been replaced by a new hero, a version of Steve Rogers' daughter. This timeline explores the legacy of Captain America, with Sarah Rogers taking up the shield and fighting for justice in a world that has drastically changed. Her journey involves dealing with the weight of her father's legacy while finding her own identity as a hero. This version of Captain America shows how legacies are passed down and how each new generation of heroes faces the challenge of living up to the ideals of those who came before them. Fact 101: On Earth 1610, the Ultimate Universe introduces a version of Nick Fury, who is a more direct and no nonsense leader. In this timeline, Fury is a black man, a strong and commanding presence who leads the Ultimates with unwavering authority. Unlike his Earth 616 counterpart, this Nick Fury is more open about his strategic use of force and his manipulation of situations for the greater good. His story explores the complexities of leadership, where moral boundaries are often blurred and decisions made for the greater good come at a significant personal cost to those who must carry out the plan. Fact 102: In Earth 997, the Marvel Multiverse presents a reality where the world is in the midst of a great cosmic war. Here, heroes like Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man are not just Earth's protectors, but are also part of an intergalactic alliance. This alliance battles against cosmic entities and alien invaders that threaten the multiverse itself. The Avengers of Earth 99997 must travel across galaxies, defending different worlds while combating the forces that seek to destroy the balance of existence. Their story emphasizes the theme of cosmic unity, showing how heroes from different worlds must unite for the greater good. Fact 103: Earth 7151 features a version of the Hulk who has gained full control over his transformations. In this reality, Bruce Banner no longer becomes the uncontrollable monster. Instead, he consciously transforms into the Hulk, using his immense strength to protect humanity. This version of the Hulk represents a harmonious balance between his two personas, embodying themes of self acceptance and control. His journey focuses on finding peace within himself and using his powers for good rather than being torn between his humanity and his monstrous nature. This alternate Hulk offers a more grounded and reflective take on the character. Fact 104: On Earth 1224, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a reality where the Avengers never formed, and the world is instead protected by a new group of heroes known as the Defenders of Earth. This team is made up of individuals from different walks of life, each chosen for their unique abilities and their deep commitment to defending humanity. Unlike the traditional Avengers, the Defenders often operate outside the law, making morally gray decisions when necessary. Their story highlights the diversity of heroism, showing that even in a world without a cohesive team like the Avengers, there are still those willing to stand up for what is right. Fact 105. In Earth 1112, the X-Men are not a team of outcasts, but rather the ruling class of a futuristic society. In this timeline, mutants have taken over the world, with non-mutants being marginalized and oppressed. The X-Men, led by a powerful version of Cyclops, must contend with the moral implications of their newfound power. As rulers, they must make difficult decisions about how to treat the humans they once sought to protect. This reality explores themes of power, responsibility, and the delicate balance between justice and oppression, showing how even the most well-meaning heroes can become entangled in ethical dilemmas. Fact 106. Earth 105 is home to a version of the Avengers who are not just Earth's defenders, but also cosmic travelers. This team of superheroes, led by a future version of Captain America, journeys to distant galaxies and alternate realities. The Avengers of Earth 105 are tasked with preventing threats that extend far beyond Earth's borders, such as cosmic entities that seek to rewrite reality. Their adventures take them to strange and dangerous worlds, where the line between heroism and sacrifice becomes increasingly blurred. This version of the Avengers reflects the grand scale of the Marvel Multiverse, where the hero's duty extends to the stars. Fact 107. In Earth 174, the multiverse introduces a darker version of the Fantastic Four, known as the Fantastic Doom. In this reality, the team's powers are twisted by Victor Von Doom's influence. Rather than fighting for justice, the Fantastic Doom uses their abilities to reshape the world according to Doom's vision, enforcing a strict rule over humanity. This alternate team highlights how the multiverse can twist even the noblest of heroes into dark reflections of themselves. Their story explores the dangers of absolute power and how easily it can corrupt even the most well-intentioned individuals. Fact 108. Earth 59999 features a reality where the original Avengers have all retired, and their children now take up the mantle of Earth's protectors. In this future, the next generation of heroes, including the children of Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, and Natasha Romanoff, must step into roles that their parents once held. While they are still young and learning, these new Avengers face challenges that test their ability to live up to their parents' legacies. This version of the Avengers explores themes of inheritance, the weight of legacy, and how the new generation must find their own identity while honoring the past. Fact 109. In Earth 2107, the Marvel Multiverse presents a reality where the mutants have successfully achieved peace and coexistence with humans. The X-Men, no longer outcasts, play a major role in world politics, advocating for unity and mutual understanding. In this reality, mutant kind is no longer feared, but embraced for their abilities, with mutants serving as ambassadors to other species and civilizations across the galaxy. This timeline explores themes of acceptance and the power of change, showing how even the most troubled conflicts can be resolved when individuals are willing to bridge divides and work toward a shared future. Fact 110. On Earth 2780, the Marvel Multiverse features a reality where Thor never became a god. Instead, he is a warrior prince in a kingdom of humans who live on Earth's distant future. Without the power of Mjolnir or the blessing of the gods, Thor must rely on his strength, wisdom, and leadership to protect his people from galactic threats. This alternate Thor embodies the concept of heroism without divine power, showing that even without godly might, one can still become a hero by embracing responsibility, selflessness, and the will to protect those who cannot defend themselves. Fact 111. In Earth 9997, the Avengers are not just protectors of Earth, but cosmic guardians tasked with maintaining the delicate balance of the universe. This version of the Avengers includes characters who possess godlike abilities, like Thor and the cosmic powered Captain Marvel. Their mission is to prevent cosmic level threats from collapsing entire realities. The stakes are higher than ever as the team faces enemies capable of rewriting reality itself. This reality showcases the Avengers' transformation from Earth's defenders to cosmic forces, highlighting the vast scale of their duty and the endless responsibility of maintaining the balance of the multiverse. Fact 112. Earth 1191 features a reality where Tony Stark never created the Iron Man suit. Instead, Stark uses his genius to develop groundbreaking technology that reshapes industries, focusing on global innovation rather than personal heroism. In this version, Stark's legacy is one of scientific advancement, with his inventions drastically improving society. However, when a threat emerges that requires him to fight, he takes on the role of a different kind of hero, one that uses his mind rather than his armor. This version of Tony Stark emphasizes the power of intellect and innovation, showing how heroes can rise in unexpected forms. Fact 113. On Earth 482, the X-Men face a world where mutants have not only been accepted by society, but have become the dominant species. In this timeline, mutants have taken control of the world, with humans being the minority. The story of Earth 482 explores the power dynamics between mutants and humans, as the X-Men struggle with their new role as rulers. It raises questions about leadership, equality, and what happens when the oppressed become the oppressors. This alternate reality explores the complexities of power, justice, and the balance between protecting one's people and ensuring fairness for all. Fact 114. In Earth 1337, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a version of Spider-Man where Peter Parker is no longer a teenager, but an adult who has been Spider-Man for decades. In this reality, Peter has grown wiser, learned from his past mistakes, and balanced his life as both a superhero and a family man. His story explores the challenges of growing older while maintaining a sense of responsibility. This version of Spider-Man shows how even the most iconic heroes must evolve, confronting the realities of aging while continuing to fight for justice and protecting the ones they love. Fact 115. Earth 2845 features a world where the Avengers are not a team of individuals, but a single unified consciousness that exists across all of Earth. In this reality, each Avenger's mind has merged into a collective, creating a perfect fusion of thought and action. This version of the Avengers operates with an almost godlike unity, making decisions with complete harmony. The story explores the theme of collective consciousness and the sacrifices made when personal identity is lost for the greater good. This reality shows that sometimes the greatest strength lies in unity, but at the cost of individuality. Fact 116. On Earth 2401, the Marvel Multiverse presents a reality where the Avengers are composed entirely of artificial beings, androids, cyborgs, and robots who fight for justice. In this version, humanity has either perished or evolved into a technologically advanced race that no longer requires biological beings. The Avengers of Earth 2401 operate in a world where they are the last defenders of civilization, tasked with protecting the remnants of humanity from external threats. This reality explores themes of technology, sentience, and what it means to be truly alive, showing that heroism can exist even in artificial forms. Fact 117: Earth 99999 introduces a version of Doctor Strange where he is not a sorcerer but a scientist who uses his intellect to solve magical problems. In this reality, Strange never discovers the mystic arts. Instead, he focuses on scientific methods to understand and combat the supernatural. As a brilliant doctor and inventor, he finds innovative ways to deal with magical threats using technology and advanced science. This reimagining of Doctor Strange shows that the pursuit of knowledge and the desire to protect others can manifest in different forms, blending science with the mystic in unexpected ways. Fact 118: On Earth 1534, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a darker reality where the Avengers are part of a fascist regime. In this version, the team is led by an authoritarian Captain America who believes in using extreme measures to maintain peace. The Avengers in this reality are no longer symbols of hope and freedom, but enforcers of strict order. They impose their will on the world, forcing their idea of peace onto others. This alternate reality explores the fine line between justice and tyranny, showing how a team once defined by heroism can be corrupted by the pursuit of absolute power. Fact 119: In Earth 472, the character of Thor is not a god, but a human who wields Mjolnir. In this reality, Thor is a mortal man who stumbles upon the enchanted hammer during a storm. Rather than being born a god, he gains the power of Thor through sheer worthiness. He is not bound by the responsibilities of divinity, but must still protect the earth from cosmic threats. This version of Thor explores themes of identity, worthiness, and the idea that anyone, regardless of their background, can rise to greatness when they are called upon by fate. Fact 120: On Earth 215, the multiverse introduces a reality where the X-Men are a peaceful diplomatic force rather than a team of fighters. In this reality, mutants have worked to integrate themselves into society by becoming leaders, ambassadors, and peacemakers. Rather than fighting for survival, the X-Men use their influence to mediate conflicts and advocate for the peaceful coexistence of mutants and humans. Their story explores the potential for heroism in diplomacy, showing that true strength lies not in fighting, but in the ability to bring others together to solve the problems of a divided world. Fact 121: Earth 18135 presents a reality where mutants are revered as the dominant race, and the Avengers are now a team of outcasts. In this timeline, the mutants' rise to power has led to their complete control of Earth, with the Avengers fighting against them to reclaim a world that once stood united. This story explores themes of power and oppression, showing how the oppressed can become the oppressors in a world where the power dynamics have completely shifted. The Avengers' struggle is one of survival, while the mutants' reign is tested by internal conflicts and the threat of rebellion. Fact 122: In Earth 9105, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a future where the X-Men have evolved into a perfect society. The mutants have achieved peace and harmony, with their powers and abilities integrated into everyday life. This version of the X-Men no longer fights for survival, but works to build a utopia where mutants and humans coexist in equality. The story reflects the power of hope as the X-Men strive to create a better world for all. Their journey is one of progress, showing that even in the darkest times, the dream of peace can become a reality. Fact 123. On Earth 7226, Doctor Strange never became a sorcerer, and instead, he chose a life as a dedicated philosopher and teacher. In this reality, Stephen Strange uses his vast intellect to explore the mysteries of the universe and the nature of existence. While he does not wield magic, his quest for knowledge leads him to discover alternate dimensions and realities where he unravels secrets that others cannot comprehend. His story shows that even without the mystic arts, Strange's intellectual curiosity and dedication to understanding the universe still make him a hero, one driven by wisdom instead of power. Fact 124. Earth 3232 is home to a version of the Avengers, who are not just Earth's protectors, but also legendary figures in an ancient, mythological world. In this timeline, the Avengers are revered as gods and warriors, tasked with defending both the mortal realm and the divine. Their stories are intertwined with the fabric of the universe, and each member of the team represents an aspect of ancient power. This version of the Avengers merges mythology and superheroism, showcasing how heroism can transcend time, blending the past's myths with the future's potential, creating a bridge between ancient legends and modern heroism. Fact 125. In Earth 2495, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a version of Spider-Man where Peter Parker's life is dramatically different. Instead of becoming a hero in New York, Peter moves to the West Coast, where he becomes a tech mogul in Silicon Valley. In this reality, Peter's genius is focused on creating groundbreaking technologies, though he is still driven by his core values of responsibility and justice. This version of Spider-Man explores how success in the business world can be used to influence the world for good, showing that heroism can take on new forms outside of traditional crime fighting. Fact 126. Earth 8950 presents a reality where the Hulk has been completely integrated into society, but is a symbol of peace. In this timeline, Bruce Banner and the Hulk find a balance between their identities, and the Hulk's immense power is used to help protect humanity rather than destroy it. The Hulk becomes a global ambassador, using his strength to prevent conflicts and assist in the reconstruction of war-torn nations. This version of the Hulk explores the idea of redemption, showing that even the most destructive forces can be reformed and turned toward a greater, more peaceful purpose. Fact 127. On Earth 688, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a version of Captain America who never fought in World War II. Instead, Steve Rogers becomes a modern-day hero, taking on the mantle of Captain America in a time when the world faces new challenges. This version of Captain America is a symbol of hope in a world that has seen both great progress and great turmoil. His story is one of adaptation and resilience as he navigates the complexities of a changing world while holding on to the same ideals of justice and freedom that made him a hero in the first place. Fact 128. Earth 1900 features a timeline where the Avengers never formed, and instead, a group known as the Heroes of the Past protect the world. This team consists of historical figures, each imbued with extraordinary abilities, who are called upon to defend humanity when the need arises. These figures include legendary warriors like Alexander the Great and Joan of Arc, who are resurrected in this reality to battle cosmic threats. This reality shows that heroism is not bound by time, and that legendary figures from history can return to fight for the future, bringing ancient wisdom to modern day battles. Fact 129. In Earth Known 12191, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a reality where mutants are not outcasts, but celebrities. In this version, mutants are adored and idolized by the public, with their powers seen as a form of entertainment and spectacle. The X-Men in this world must navigate the pressures of fame and public expectation while still fighting for mutant rights and equality. This alternate reality explores the complexities of celebrity culture, showing that even in a world where mutants are accepted, they still face challenges, not just from external enemies, but from the internal struggles of fame, expectation, and identity. Fact 130. Earth in 1099 by 8 features a version of Doctor Doom who never became a villain. Instead, Victor Von Doom is a hero, leading the world in the fight against global threats. In this reality, Doom uses his intellect and technology to improve the world, focusing on peace and prosperity rather than domination. His story is one of redemption as he overcomes his darker impulses and chooses to use his vast knowledge for the betterment of mankind. This version of Doctor Doom highlights the potential for change, showing that even the most notorious figures can choose a path of heroism. Fact 131. On Earth 11307, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a version of the Avengers where the team is not composed of traditional heroes, but instead of reformed villains. Known as the Redeemed Avengers, this team includes characters like Loki, Ultron, and even Magneto, who have chosen to fight for the greater good. Their pasts as villains are never fully erased, and they must constantly prove their worth to the world. This alternate reality explores the theme of redemption, showing that even the darkest souls can find the light and choose to fight for what is right. Fact 132. In Earth 926, the X-Men's mission is not only to protect mutant kind, but to preserve the natural world. This reality sees mutants fighting to protect the environment from the ravages of corporate greed and environmental destruction. The X-Men become defenders of the Earth itself, using their powers to combat pollution, restore ecosystems, and protect endangered species. Their work shows that the battle for mutant rights is also intrinsically linked to the health of the planet, making them not only protectors of their people, but stewards of the Earth and its future. Fact 133. Earth 4131 features a version of Spider-Man who is not Peter Parker, but instead Miles Morales' younger sister, who takes up the mantle of the web slinger after her brother's death. In this reality, she struggles with the weight of her brother's legacy while carving her own path as a hero. Her journey focuses on themes of loss, identity, and the challenges of living up to the expectations set by a fallen hero. This version of Spider-Man explores how heroism can be inherited and how the next generation can continue the fight for justice and hope. Fact 134. In Earth in 1984, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a reality where mutants are feared and hunted by society. In this world, the X-Men are forced into hiding, operating as an underground resistance against a government that seeks to exterminate mutants. This dystopian version of the X-Men shows the harsh realities of prejudice and oppression as the team struggles to survive while fighting for the rights of their people. The story highlights the enduring power of hope and resistance, reminding us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, there is always a chance for change and freedom. Fact 135. Earth 603 features a version of Iron Man where Tony Stark is not a billionaire playboy, but instead a humble inventor living in a small town. In this reality, Tony uses his intellect and resources to create technology that improves the lives of ordinary people rather than seeking wealth or fame. His journey explores the idea of heroism in the everyday, showing that anyone can be a hero by using their abilities to make the world a better place, regardless of wealth, status, or recognition. This Iron Man reflects the power of humble service and selfless invention. Fact 136. In Earth 4000, the Marvel Multiverse presents a reality where Doctor Strange is not a mystic, but a scientist who discovers the existence of magic through the power of technology. He uncovers the ancient secrets of the mystic arts and develops a way to harness them using scientific principles. This version of Doctor Strange uses technology to control and manipulate magic, blending science and sorcery in a way that no one has ever done before. His story explores the merging of two seemingly different worlds, showing how curiosity and ingenuity can unlock the mysteries of the universe. Fact 137. Earth 8756 is home to a version of the Hulk who has merged with the Mind Stone, gaining the ability to control minds. In this timeline, Bruce Banner's transformation into the Hulk is no longer just about physical strength. It also includes immense mental power. As the Hulk, he uses his new abilities to influence the minds of others, either to calm them or to defend against threats. This altered version of the Hulk explores themes of control, inner peace, and the dangers of manipulating others, showing that power over the mind is both a gift and a curse. Fact 138. On Earth 5189, the Avengers are not a team of heroes, but a family of vigilantes who protect the world from the shadows. Known as the Family Avengers, this team is made up of individuals who are bound not by their powers, but by their shared values and commitment to justice. Their journey focuses on themes of familial bonds, sacrifice, and the legacy of heroism passed down through generations. This reality shows that heroism often starts at home, and that love, a loyalty, and shared purpose can make the strongest of teams, even without extraordinary powers. Fact 139. Earth 8999 introduces a version of the X-Men where mutants have become the ruling class and humanity lives in subjugation. The X-Men, once the oppressed, are now the rulers, and they must grapple with the ethical implications of their newfound power. In this reality, the X-Men face the challenge of maintaining peace while ensuring that their rule does not become tyrannical. This version of the X-Men explores the complex relationship between power and responsibility, showing that even the most well-intentioned individuals must fight against corruption when faced with the temptation of absolute control. Fact 140. In Earth 111235, the character of Thor is not just a god, but a cosmic entity who embodies the universe's balance. In this reality, Thor's powers extend beyond Asgard, and he serves as a protector of the multiverse, ensuring that no universe collapses into chaos. His mission is to maintain harmony among all realities, preventing cosmic imbalances that could destroy everything. This version of Thor explores the concept of cosmic responsibility, showing that even the mightiest of beings must serve a greater purpose in protecting the fabric of the universe from destruction and chaos. Fact 141. Earth 8191 features a version of Spider-Man where Peter Parker never became Spider-Man at all. Instead, in this reality, it is his friend Harry Osborn who is bitten by the radioactive spider and gains the powers of Spider-Man. As the new web slinger, Harry struggles with the legacy of his father, Norman Osborn, and the expectations placed upon him. His journey is one of self discovery as he learns to embrace the mantle of Spider Man while dealing with the burdens of his family's past. This version explores the idea that anyone, even those with a dark past, can become a hero. Fact 142 on Earth 827, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a reality where the Avengers are not the world's protectors, but galactic travelers exploring new worlds. Led by an enhanced version of Thor, they journey through uncharted galaxies, encountering alien species and uncovering ancient secrets. The team faces threats from cosmic entities that exist beyond the comprehension of most beings. This version of the Avengers expands the scope of their heroism, showing that even Earth's mightiest heroes must leave their home planet to confront threats that could affect the entire universe, revealing the boundless nature of their duty to protect. Fact 143. In Earth 939, the Marvel Multiverse introduces a version of Black Panther who is a protector of not only Wakanda, but also the multiverse itself. This version of T'Challa takes on the mantle of Guardian after discovering that Wakanda's technology can access different dimensions. As the multiversal Black Panther, T'Challa travels across realities, ensuring that no external force threatens the balance of the multiverse. His story explores the responsibilities of power and the far reaching consequences of actions that extend beyond one world, showing how even the most personal of missions can have a universal impact. Fact 144. Earth 99987 features a version of Captain America who never went into the ice, continuing to fight for justice throughout the decades. As a man who never aged, Steve Rogers becomes the eternal symbol of freedom and hope, even as the world around him changes. His journey is one of adaptation, as he adjusts to an ever evolving world while staying true to the ideals that made him a hero. This reality explores the challenges of living forever, highlighting how one man's commitment to righteousness can stand the test of time, no matter how much the world transforms. Fact 145. In Earth 9247, the Hulk is not a solitary hero, but instead the leader of a team called the Gamma Force. In this timeline, the Hulk has learned to control his monstrous form and uses his powers to lead a group of gamma-powered individuals who protect the Earth from threats that no one else can handle. This reality explores the theme of leadership, as the Hulk becomes a mentor and guide to others who share his tragic transformation. His team, filled with others who struggle with their own gamma radiation induced abilities, reflects the strength of unity in overcoming personal demons. Fact 146. Earth of 1571 presents a reality where mutants are revered not only as heroes, but also as the ruling class of society. In this world, mutants have taken their place at the top of society, with humans now living in the shadows as the oppressed. The X-Men, no longer outcasts, govern the planet, and their leadership challenges the traditional power structures of the world. This reality explores the theme of power dynamics, showing how the roles of oppressors and oppressed can shift, and what happens when those who once fought for equality now must govern with that same ideal. Fact 147. Earth 9421 introduces a version of Iron Man who is not a single individual, but a collective of AI constructs from across the multiverse. In this reality, Tony Stark's legacy lives on as a network of artificial intelligences, each based on his intellect and personality. Together, These AI versions of Tony Stark operate as a global network of problem solvers, using their collective knowledge to protect humanity from technological and existential threats. This version of Iron Man explores the intersection of artificial intelligence and human ideals, asking questions about what it means to preserve a legacy in a rapidly changing world. Fact 148. In Earth 2201, the Marvel Multiverse presents a reality where the Avengers are a team of extraterrestrial beings, each from different planets within the galaxy. Led by an alien version of Thor, these Avengers are tasked with defending the universe from cosmic threats that threaten not just Earth, but entire civilizations. This reality shifts the focus from Earth to the broader universe, showing that heroism is not confined to a single planet, but extends across the stars. The story of these cosmic Avengers highlights the interconnectedness of all worlds and the importance of protecting the universe as a whole. Fact 149. Earth 7750 features a version of the X-Men where the team's abilities are not just mutations, but the result of an alien virus that has infected them. This virus grants them extraordinary powers, but also makes them more vulnerable to cosmic threats. In this reality, the X-Men must navigate their new identities as both humans and infected beings, grappling with the consequences of their abilities. Their story explores themes of survival, trust, and the alienation that comes from being different, showing how the X-Men adapt to a new world where their powers come at a great cost. Fact 150. In Earth 295, the Marvel Multiverse introduces the Age of Apocalypse, a reality where the villain Apocalypse has conquered the world, reshaping it into a brutal dystopia. The X-Men are forced into hiding, and the world is ruled by tyrants. In this timeline, many of the world's heroes have fallen, and the survivors must fight against Apocalypse's reign. This version of the X-Men explores themes of resistance, sacrifice, and the idea that even in the darkest timelines, hope can still emerge. Their journey shows that the will to fight for a better future can never be fully extinguished. Thank you for journeying with me through the vast, infinite reaches of the Marvel Multiverse. As we come to the end of our tale, may your thoughts settle like the quiet calm that follows a storm. The worlds we've explored are bound by the threads of destiny, each one unique, yet connected by the same essence of heroism, sacrifice, and hope. Now, as you drift into a peaceful slumber, may the quiet whispers of these alternate realities soothe your mind and bring you restful dreams. Good night, dear friend, and may your sleep be filled with calm and wonder.